Amazon FBA is one of the best business models in the world right now, but if you're just getting started, chances are you may be getting fed a lot of bad information. So today I'm going to be breaking down the biggest lies and myths that are stopping new sellers from getting started and making serious money. So I'm always hearing new sellers talking about these myths as if they are the holy grail of Amazon FBA. I'm here to tell you today that they are total BS. In under 3 years, I've made over 600 grand in profit doing this, and I've seen the differences between what works and what is pure nonsense. So let's get into it. So first up, let's talk about some misconceptions around ROI and profit. So every new seller gets this wrong at some point. You know, they find a deal that they think just seems too good to be true, and it really is. Just because you see an item that has incredibly high ROI or really high profit doesn't mean it's a good purchase. You've got to be using software like Keeper and Profit Go to check the price history over the past 90 and 180 days. Just because an item is profitable right now doesn't mean it's going to be once the price returns to the kind of 90-day average. If the price has spiked up just in the past 7 days, it's probably going to come crashing down as quickly as it went up. You also really got to be checking the BSR, that's a sales rank or best sellers rank to kind of explain the abbreviation. And you also got to look at the estimated sales on Profit Go. You want to be looking for products that are selling at least 30 times per month. Anything less than that is just kind of too slow. You can definitely make money on those kind of ones, but do not buy anything that sells less than 10 a month, because at that kind of rate, you're just going to sell through it so slowly. Because you got to remember, you're not the only person selling this product. There are other people on the listing with you, most of the time at least, and they're going to be getting a share of those monthly sales as well. So if it only sells 10 times a month and there may be 20 other sellers on the listing, you may only get, a sale every 2 months. Cash flow really is king with Amazon. And just because the profit and ROI is good doesn't mean you should wait, 6+ months to sell out of your stock. Obviously, there are cases where, that is a good idea, but it really just depends on the deal. You also don't want to be fooled by listings like that have no BSR at all. If it says unknown BSR, unknown sales, you want to avoid that. It just won't sell. And make sure also to double check about return rates. If you see a frequently returned sticker on the actual product page on Amazon, run for the hills. You don't want to be buying that sort of stock. Another huge myth there is with Amazon FBA is the classic Amazon FBA is saturated. I remember when I actually first started out with Amazon FBA, my girlfriend, she was talking to her cousin, and her cousin had a boyfriend, and basically they'd communicated with each other or whatever, and the boyfriend had found out that I was making money off Amazon FBA, and that was my kind of full-time job as such. And he was just basically saying, oh, Amazon FBA is saturated, like the guy's gonna just lose all his money and, not basically do well with it. And well, I've obviously proved him wrong. Amazon FBA is not saturated. It is better than it ever has been before. People just like to say this because they're just upset because it didn't work for them, or they just haven't started it at all and they want to bring you down. I'm telling you, people in the UK are like crabs in a bucket. You got to be careful who you're kind of listening to when it comes to kind of business related things, because so many people just don't want to see you winning. I flip stock every single day. I do 250k revenue a month. I've got a huge warehouse behind me. Look, like Amazon FBA is not saturated. It really is as simple as that. And yes, there are definitely saturated sourcing methods. If you're just doing storefront sourcing every day and just copying exactly what everyone else does, you're gonna have problems with competition. That's why you've just got to use a range of ways to find deals, and if possible, try and find out some techniques that other people just really aren't using. In LiveCops, for example, we offer one-to-one mentoring, and in that group, we're able to kind of share with you strategies that there's only a handful of sellers out there using. You also need to be using the right tools. You don't want to be using, the stuff people were using back in 2020 or whatever. I've never used Jungle Scout, for example. It's something that you might hear a lot of people talking about, but I just don't think it's any good. You got to be using tools like Profit Go. Chaos as well is amazing for Amazon to Amazon deals. It's an exclusive bit of software that we only offer in LiveCops. We also offer a free storefront bot in the server as well. It's completely free for members, included in the kind of monthly subscription, which means that instead of doing it kind of the classic way where you're jumping on listings with loads of competition, you can instead start using bots to level up your game and find the stuff that no one else is really finding. And that is how you avoid saturation with Amazon FBA. Another big misconception with Amazon FBA is that you need loads and loads of money to start. But it really couldn't be further than the truth, honestly. I mean, it definitely helps, don't get me wrong. If you have 100k plus to spend on stock, that's going to be really great. It's going to be really easy for you to scale. But if you're on the lower end, you can scale just as easy. Just don't expect by month 2 or 3 to be making like 100 grand a month in profit, because that's just not realistic. I always say that Amazon FBA is a get rich slow scheme rather than a get rich quick scheme. It's safe to say that after 3 years in this game, I'm feeling definitely on the richer side of things financially, but it wasn't like that at first. It took me a long amount of graft, a lot of time and effort to put in before I've got to this stage. And if you are working with a small budget and you want to get into Amazon FBA, FBA, LiveCops is a great place to start because we actually offer a completely free community that you can join. There'll be a link down below in the description, I'm sure, probably a link on screen now as well. Through that free community, we'll get you set up with everything you need. We'll help you make a company, we'll help you make your Amazon seller account, we'll give you a massive list of suppliers, we'll also give you your first ever product lead as well. We'll literally give you the first product for you to buy completely for free, and you just make money off that. You can buy that one product, make some money, and just leave if you really think it's not for you. But I'm sure once you get those first sales, just like me, you'll be hooked for good. And if you do all of that, we'll also give you 4 months of free access to our paid community, so you can see what's behind kind of the paywall, see what everyone is doing, and communicate with all the other sellers in the group who are doing really well off Amazon FBA. So yeah, it's a big lie basically. You don't need loads of money to start Amazon FBA. If I had to give a figure, I'd say 500 to £1,000 will set you up really good. Anything less than that, it is just going to be hard to make money because you've just got a small amount of stock. You know, you're only going to be able to sell a couple £100 worth a month. So if you're not there yet and you don't yet have 500 quid, get saving. And once you have it, join the LiveCops free community and we'll help you get set up with everything that you need. Another myth that is out there is that you need to kind of prep everything yourself. Your house needs to be turned into a warehouse, and once your house is full, you got to rent a unit like this where you're paying, you know, thousands and thousands of pounds a month for rent, let alone staff and everything else that might be required. That is actually just completely untrue. It couldn't be further than the truth. See, this warehouse, yeah, this packs all of my goods. All of my stuff comes here. The staff here pack everything up. They label it. They do all of that. And I know that the monthly running cost here has got to be in the tens of thousands. Do I pay any of that? No, I don't. This is not even my warehouse. I'm just come here for the day to film some videos because they're run by friends of mine. I pay this company 50p per unit to ship all of my orders. If I ship 0 units in a month, I pay nothing. If I ship 1,000, I pay them 500 quid. That means that my costs scale directly with how much products I'm selling. And it means that if I want to take a month off, or if I don't want to deal with employing people in the UK, you know, national insurance contributions, sick pay, all of this malarkey that I have no interest in dealing with, I don't have to deal with that. I just pay 50p per unit. It's super affordable. This service is known as a prep center. This is all things prep. Highly recommend these guys. To be a link on screen now for their website. Not sponsored, just they're nice enough to let me have this lovely backdrop in my videos sometimes. But there's loads of other prep centers out there as well. Definitely worth researching a few. And aside from just the fact that it's literally so cheap, I mean 50p when you make it say £10 on an item is a very small amount of your margin that's gone. But it's just the time saved to not have to kind of be home all the time to accept deliveries, to prep all this stuff yourself, to kind of just live in chaos at your house, which is filled with cardboard boxes, or to not piss off your children or your wife or your parents or whoever you live with. It is well worth using a prep center. Just use that time that you save that you would be packing boxes yourself. Use that time to source more products and get better at all the other skills in the business, because prep is like the lowest bottom tier of tasks you should be doing. So Amazon FBA works, but only if you ignore the noise and play it smart. Stop chasing these myths. Use the right tools, outsource what you can, and learn from people actually doing this at scale. You can join the LiveCops free community today, and it literally costs nothing, and it will save you months of guesswork. And if you are serious about scaling, the paid tier gives you access to the same bots, the same ping alerts, the same strategies that I use every day. Hit that subscribe button if you like this video. We'll be dropping a lot more content to help you with Amazon FBA in the future, and I'll catch you in the next one.